Humus farming is not a common term that you would find directly over internet, but the idea is this new farming mechanism which focuses on building humus and ultimately developing it as a potential source for good agriculture is an important way where you are biologically sustaining the ecosystem. So there have been various types of farmings that we have addressed. We have talked about permaculture, sustainable farming, zero-based natural farming in India, Korean natural farming in the regions of Hawaii and Asia, integrated livestock and holistic grazing approaches. But moreover, our farming focuses on three approaches. It is agro-ecosystem. That's one of the basic approaches. Then we focus on organic and biological soil amendments and maintaining a healthy microorganism or a healthy beneficial ecosystem around. So why humus farming is so unique and why it has been integrated with organic farming. So when we talk about humus farming, it's predominantly the organic farming that we hear. Now why humus farming is so important? Humus acts as a sponge for two things. One is water and the other is carbon. Now when I say carbon, what happens? Humus absorbs nearly half of the carbon and has a capability to keep itself stable for millions of years, and this actually slows down the rate of carbon dioxide emissions. That means if the soil is poor in humus, that means that region would have higher carbon emissions and that would be again detrimental to the society. Now as the roots of the crop go deeper into the soil, the built-up humus starts to develop, and two of the important crops that actually have a good impact on development of humus is the clover grass. So clover grass and leucine are two important species which can have a positive impact on the humus growth. The next is it also acts as a sponge in case of water. Why? It can hold nearly 90% of water by weight. What does that imply? That implies that it can retain moisture for weeks, and if there is, let's say, water shortage in the areas where you have a scanty rainfall, humus can act as a good way to preserve water because it has a capability to hold water for weeks and weeks. That means it provides nutrition to the plants for a longer duration of time. Again, important thing is the negative charge on the humus. Now, negative charge on the humus is a very positive thing, because when there is a negative charge, what does that mean? That means that the nutrients stick to the humus. Now these could be calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium and all other positively charged ions. So these positively charged ions stick to the negatively charged humus. As a result, the soil becomes micro and macronutrient rich. So humus, since hold water for a longer period of time, it also has a capability to hold nutrients for a longer period of time, and in case of extreme flash floods, it prevents the nutrients from flowing away. So roots are able to absorb these nutrients. So three important benefits. First is it can retain water. The second is it absorbs excess carbon, and because it can retain water, it also has a capability to retain excess nutrients from the soil. So this humus becomes extremely important. And nowadays, when we are talking about shifting towards humus farming, the major reason is higher humus indicates higher biological activities. That means the biological activity increases. The soil is able to retain moisture for a longer period of time. There is more balanced growth. There is more soil supporting bacteria which can grow in the region. Then the bacterial activity which results in polysaccharides that are released, They help to bind the small soil particles together and form a crumb structure. Now this crumb structure is again beneficial. So that crumb structure is formed due to binding because of polysaccharide formation. So again, an important thing that you must remember, and it is also home to various fungi. Mycorrhiza fungi grows well, which forms symbiosis between many of the plants and is an important indicator of a healthy food web. So that is a very important benefit of humus. But as we said, the most important thing why humus farming is beneficial, be it a dry area or an area where you have excessive rainfall, the simple reason lies is it acts as a sponge. So even in case of flash floods, it would retain water and the nutrients. In case of arid climate, it would retain water for a longer period of time. Since it has negative charge, it would have a capability to bind the nutrients which are positively charged and bring them to the plants, which would increase the fertility of the soil. So those are some of the important things that we have discussed under humus farming. Very important topic for your answer writing. We'll be covering many such interesting sessions in geography. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.